Use fluoridation. Yep, it's a topic that certainly gets people riled up. Thanks for your feedback this morning. We, of course, had prominent critic Professor Paul Connett on the show this morning, who says fluoride has a harmful effect on the brain. It's a claim that has been debunked by many and most health professionals. Certainly in New Zealand, it's been debunked by many. The World Health Organization says it's not true. So why is there still so much debate? Our Breakfast Club joins us this morning. Employment lawyer Christy Hall and speechwriter David Slack. Great to have you with us, guys. Tēnā kōrua. Righto, it's one of those topics, isn't it? It's kind of almost comparable to the old immunisation debate. Where do we stand on fluoridation, and is it time that all New Zealand water was subject to fluoride?
I've had the standard approach for years and years, and it's really only this morning where I've had to give it some fresh thought that I wondered, gee, I wonder, especially because all of those European countries appear to have looked at the evidence and said, not sure that this has cleared the bar, we are going to say no. And I didn't get to see your guest. I could see him getting angry on the giant screen across Nelson Street.
He wasn't happy with Jack, actually.
Whoever is.
But I can see that you would get frustrated if you thought the science said this isn't right, but we're doing it anyway. My thinking is more that our larger problem is obesity. And I would like to be seeing that sort of energy being thrown at that rather than fluoride. And if we were to do a trade that said, all right, we'll take the fluoride out if you promise to put all of that energy into obesity campaigning, I might be able to trade on that.
Yeah. Fluoride to me seems like the easy solution, a quick fix, shall we say. Do you think that we actually need to put more effort into education?
Well, it's interesting because I think to take the sort of anti-vax point, I don't think it does sit in the same camp, because obviously, you know, you're not actually really harming anybody else in terms of not taking care of your teeth, apart from health system money, spending, that type of thing. It's not like you're going to infect somebody else with your dangerous teeth. So I think it sort of sits aside from that. I mean, I think the other thing is that people get really quite emotional about it and quite political about it, and really this should be a scientific thing. You know, is this the best way of helping us to have healthy dental health, which obviously leads on to cardiovascular health, all sorts of other things, or not? And we've got to keep that under constant review, because if there's a better way of doing it, if there's something that's going to be more effective, we should be jumping onto that ship and not staying where we are.
Like what the guest said about the child smile in Scotland, he was saying that that's an alternative method that actually has better outcomes than what we have. Yeah,
it's an education thing, right? Basically, there have to be myriad approaches to dental health. You can't be giving everyone fluoride and then encouraging kids to drink heaps of sugary drinks. I mean, clearly they're going to have problems with their teeth. But I just find that you can go down a rabbit hole with these things, and everyone's got, this study says this study says this study says this. I mean, the Dunedin study he was trying to discredit this morning, I think we would all agree, and it is always held up as being like this world-leading study in terms of rigour and analysis and all of its models and things. And the Dunedin study authors say absolutely fluoridation has absolutely no effect on the IQ of the people who are subject.
And I mean, it's interesting to read what the World Health Organization is saying about it as well, because they're definitely not in the absolute pro-fluoride camp at any cost. They're quite balanced in their views, and I thought, for me anyway, that made for some quite enlightening reading.
Do you think in New Zealand people don't like being told what to do? So kind of we're having a fluoride forced on us.
We've changed, and I reckon two big things changed in my lifetime: Springbok Tour and the unfortunate experiment, and both of those sort of changed the way we regard authority and how ready we are to defer to it. Because we were, what were the first or second country in the world to fluoridate, because in those days, for one, we believed in, we were very...
forward thinking?
Well, no, we embraced science without question, but also if authority said do it, we said,
we did
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is a little odd, because we do have a whole lot of that pioneer culture, but I think we are actually quite ready, have been quite ready to defer to authority. I just want to say this. I look at all of those photos of preschoolers with rotted teeth from those juices, and I think whatever the question is about fluoride, the larger question to me is, what the hell are we doing about these people who are selling this sugary drink to kids, because how dare you?
Coca-Cola in 2-litre bottles.
Oh, yeah.
It's
and
disgusting.
sippers as well. I mean, I've got young kids, and so talking to their dental therapists at school, what they say is it's actually the time that the sugar's on the teeth as opposed to the quantity of sugar itself. So if you can drink a whole lot of sugar quickly, get it away from your teeth, then you're better off. But it's those sipper bottles that they target to kids that make the sugar spend a lot more time on the teeth that are actually even more dangerous.
Potato
Hanging
chips.
out with it on your mouth.
Yeah.
Potato chips are the bad ones, because they get those little films and they stay on your teeth and you don't know it's there. Apparently that causes a lot of decay.
Really?
There you go. Stay with us. The Breakfast Club will continue in a couple of minutes later. Are manual cars becoming a thing of the past?